I just learned my boyfriend always packs an extra pair of underwear on trips in case of an accident. No, he doesn't have any special conditions. We were packing for a 2-night trip and I was like, why are you packing 3 pairs of underwear for just 2 nights? And he said that he always brings an extra pair in case of accidents. I was like, in case you pee in your pants or what? He was like,
Yeah.
Just any kind of accident that could happen where you need another pair of underwear. And I asked, have you ever needed them? And he said, no, I never have, but it's just good to have them. Apparently, he's just always done it. His mom used to pack him 1 extra pair when he was a kid, just in case. And now, in his mid-30s, he packs an extra pair of underwear in case of an accident. Edit, okay, I get it. I'm the weird one. Apparently adults also make a contingency plan for bathrooming in their pants during vacation. Personally, I'd probably just do laundry or buy more, but I guess another pair doesn't hurt.
I offered to let my mom live with me, under the exact same terms I lived with her as a teen. I don't know why in God's good name my mom thought I would be the one to come to. We don't get along. I went to live with Dad at 16 because she told me she hated me and kicked me out. My older brother, the golden child, I know for a fact has a spare bedroom she could sleep in now that she's losing the house. My mom's situation is entirely her own fault as well, which makes this all the more annoying. She and my stepdad bought a 7-bedroom house 10 years ago, right after she left her job of 20 years to work at some stupid startup that was out of business only 3 years later. My stepdad spent the last years of his miserable life bedbound because he ignored every doctor telling him to stop shoving his face full of food at every waking moment of the day. So, he died 500 pounds and in misery. I was more than fine with this, by the way. Well, when he died early this year it pretty much drained the last of the money my moron of a mother had remaining, and now the bank's taking the house back. So, she shows up at my door for some reason. After mistreating me since I was a kid, and ignoring me unless she wanted something since she married that thankfully dead land whale. She had the nerve to ask to live with me. It's only me and my husband in our 2-bedroom house, sure. But that spare bedroom is his office, the basement's my art studio, and the couch in front of the fireplace is for our lovely cats. There is no room for the wicked hag anywhere in this house. But, I knew this opportunity would never come again. So, I told her she could live with us, if, and only if she decided to follow the house rules. All electronics were to be turned off by 6 p.m. If she was caught with any after that they would be taken away and sold at the next yard sale. Bedtime was 7:30, if I caught her up I would take away all of her clothing for the week. She may only shower for 5 minutes, once every 3 days all chores must be done the moment she wakes up. If I roll out of bed and they are not, she will not be getting meals for the day. She must make sure she is alert at all times. If I and hubby need something done, it is to be done at that moment, or else she will lose her bedding privileges for the night. She will be in charge of cooking 1 meal each day, that I choose. If it is not made to my liking she will not be allowed to join us and instead will eat the cheapest frozen meal available. I will be reading all her mail, text messages, and emails. I will give her the ones I deem acceptable communication under my roof. Her car will be my own personal travel car, she will also drive me wherever I want. She will still have to pay for gas. And, last but not least, if at any point she displeases me, I will be calling my brother up to pick her up from a nearby gas station. I will get to choose what she takes to put in a torn-up backpack before dropping her off without looking back. She called me a monster, told me these conditions were inhuman, and asked if I was insane. These were the exact conditions I lived under for years as a teenager. The exact conditions she tormented me with for years until she finally let me go live with the one parent that loved me. And these would be the conditions she would suffer under if she dared to ask me to home her worthless, joy-sucking soul. I don't know where she went after she stormed out of my house. My brother called me and told me I have the biggest balls in the family for the stunt I pulled. From the sounds of it though, none of the spawn want the brood mother to live with them. I hope she finds a nice park bench to stay on.
I hate that my boyfriend's a gamer. My boyfriend and I have been together for about 6 months now, but we were FWB for about a year and a half before that. We've also been living together for about 5 months now, and this is my first time ever living with a partner. I'm currently 32 weeks pregnant with our son. He's put off quite a lot, because he would rather be gaming. I've done all the baby stuff, went to all the doctor's appointments myself. I do most of the cooking and cleaning. It makes me feel like we're just roommates. He gets up maybe an hour before work, goes to work, comes home, and will game until he has like 4-5 hours of sleep left before he has to wake up. That's all he does: game, sleep, work, smoke weed, maybe sex, eat. I understand how fun and how much of an escape video games can be. I love to game myself. I just haven't had time for it, because I've been trying to get things ready for the baby and took up more shifts at work to save up. It makes me resentful and jealous that he can do his fun things, but I can't. Someone has to do the work, and it's all fallen on me. Recently, I've getting after my boyfriend about him helping me with the nursery. There's still so much left to do, and he promised me weeks ago that this is something we would work on together. I'm the only one that's done anything for it so far, and honestly, I'm the only one that's done anything baby-related throughout my pregnancy. When he asked me to move in, he made a lot of promises that he hasn't kept up with. I've told him how I feel about it before, and we recently had a big fight. I asked him a question, and he told me to fuck off, because he was playing his game, and he ignored me every time I tried to talk to him. So I took my phone out, and shut off the internet using the app. He absolutely lost it, like it scared me, and I asked him to leave. He called me all kinds of names and said I was ungrateful, and that he should break up with me over something like that. I really didn't think he would blow up like that. I was just frustrated and tried to get his attention. He left that night and stayed at his brother's place. He said he won't go home yet, and I apologized. I feel like I crossed a line I didn't know would just make everything fall apart. I feel like he really does hate me now. I don't know how else to apologize. I just wish things were different. Edit. I'd like to add that when I found out that I was pregnant and told him, he had to convince me to go through with the pregnancy and made many false promises to be better and to be a good parent. Slight update. I don't want to post a full update, but he's decided to come back home today, so hopefully we can talk and maybe work things through, but I doubt it'll be any more productive than our previous conversations. I am going to give him an ultimatum, though, as much as I hate to, but something has to change. So he came home yesterday, and I told him wanted to sit down and talk things through. I told him that the way that he acted wasn't acceptable, and that I won't be tolerating anything like that again. I also said that I would need to see him help me out around the house more. He apologized for how he acted. He even brought me flowers. We both had off from work, so he took me out to eat. I've been craving Mexican, so he took me to my favorite Mexican restaurant. Everything seemed like it was resolved. When we got home from work, I took a shower and he said that we could work on the nursery together once I was done. By the time I got out and dried my hair, he was playing on the computer again. I tried not to get frustrated and waited until he was done with the game to try to get his attention. He just gestured at me to leave him alone and said in a few minutes he would log off. I went and did some laundry while I was waiting for about a half hour and came back. This time, when I tried to get his attention, he was much more annoyed and said that he would get to it tomorrow, but he would come to bed with me tonight. So I just gave up and went to bed early since I was tired anyways. I woke up hours later, around when he goes to bed. I could still hear him yelling on his game. I got up and asked him to come to bed. I guess his friends that he was playing with heard me, and he just started mocking me and making jokes. I could tell that he was pretty drunk. I reminded him about our talk and how I can't put up with this forever. He jokingly asked if I would turn off the internet again, and I said that I would if that's what it takes for him to actually do something. You could see the switch flip in him, and he picked up a spare keyboard he just had on his desk and chucked it at me. Started yelling at me and absolutely lost it like he did the other day. Well, I packed my things and just left to go to my parents. At first he made fun of me, called me name, then he started crying and apologizing. I didn't say a thing, grabbed what I could, and took my car to my parents. I called them on the way, so they welcomed me in, and I went straight to my old room. I didn't sleep at all last night, and I called out of work for today. I'm just done. I don't know why I expected anything to change.
I've decided to ask for divorce after my husband revealed that he found me repulsive the first time we made love. I don't know if this suffices as an update. I'm thankful for your support. I actually thought when I would write here people would hate me and be against me because I'm moving too fast and throwing my marriage too easily. You can't imagine how happy I'm that many of you literally could put themselves in my shoes and see the hurt. Believe me, I know myself and I know my heart. This is neither fast nor impulsive. There's no coming back for me. Maybe it's my pride, and I know pride is a sin for many people, but for me it was something that broke inside of me, and suddenly I never want to be around my husband anymore. How could a marriage work when I can't even look at my son, and the very thought of him ever making love to me again makes me want to throw up? And the fact that he thought it was okay to announce to a room full of people, some of them not even friends or family, that he thought me repulsive. How was that okay? Him sitting there, trying to convince his sister that sometimes you have to give lesser people a chance because they could turn out to be the love of their life. I have a totally different view on our marriage. I never thought him to be too good to be with me. We've always been on the same level in my mind. Equals. He has moved out now. Our son is too little for shared custody, so he's staying with me until he's older. I don't know the details yet because I have an appointment with my lawyer on Monday. Right now I just want to mourn. I feel like he should have told me what he felt and let me decide if I wanted to continue. Our marriage was built on a lie, and that he lured me in under false pretenses. I have spoken to my parents, brother and his family, and they all support me. I'm lucky to have this